How's it going, people? For today's video, I'm going to do a walkthrough on how I was able to solo power level 140 survive the Horde. For those who don't know, we have uploaded the entire solo gameplay, which I'll leave a link to in the description. But on that video, we had a couple people request that we do a shorter tutorial, so that's what we're going to be doing. When we soloed it, we used the base Kyle as our commander with the recycling team perk. For our support team, we had Thunder Thor, Power Base Penny, Bomb Squad Kyle, Electro Pulse Penny, and Ice King. And for our gadgets, we used Adrenaline Rush and Slow Field. When it comes to weapons, the only weapons we use are Xenon Bow, which we was able to craft by wave 3. And we also used the Discharger, which we crafted by wave 11. Highly recommend using the Discharger on the Smashers for the last few waves. And yeah, use the Xenon Bow for pillars. And those are the only two weapons that we used. When it comes to traps, we did use a couple of broadsides, like just 2. Honestly, you probably don't even need them. We used a lot of ceiling drop traps. The trap we used the most was the ceiling electric field. We also used wall darts, healing pads, anti-airs, tar pits during the later waves once the smashers start spawning in. And we also used wall spikes and wooden floor spikes. And I'll show where to place these traps once we show the build, which we're going to go ahead and do next. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and build it. And you're going to want to build it at the depot. You can go ahead and let the other 2 bases fail. But we're going to go ahead and build it as if we were at the depot. We're also going to use the same directions as if we were at the depot. And we're going to treat this tier 3 metal floor as the base. First, we'll start off with the walls, and we use metal walls all around it. And you may want to put wall darts on the inside or any wall trap that increases your building health, because that can stop smashers from completely destroying the wall in the later waves. So you may want to put wall darts in here. You can also put a ceiling zapper in there if you want to, but I didn't put one in there when I beat it. Obviously, you're going to upgrade these walls to tier 3. On the outside, you're going to put 4 wall spikes. And on my wall spikes, I have heals the attached building piece. So not only do we have traps on the inside that increase the building health, but we also have traps on the outside that'll constantly heal the building piece it's attached to. And this is where we're going to put our base, directly on top of it. After that, I usually put down brick floor pieces all around it. And we're going to put wooden floor spikes on the 4 floor pieces in each direction. And healing pads in the 4 corner pieces. Now we're going to start on the second level. And on these pieces right here, we put ceiling electric field traps. And once you're up here, you can go ahead and put a metal wall in each direction. And again, we're using the same directions as if we were at the depot. And we put these walls up here for a couple reasons. One reason is because we're going to put our drop traps up here connected to these metal walls. You don't have to do one towards the east. I'll show how we do the drop traps towards the east here in a second. But towards the west, we're going to have a 2x3. And again, we're just going to be putting ceiling drop traps on these. You'll also want to upgrade these pieces before wave 7 if possible, because that's when you get flingers and lobbers. Towards the north and the south, we're going to do a 3x3. So let's go ahead and put those on there. And again, these are for the drop traps. And towards the east, I usually build this with brick because I don't have enough metal during the first wave to make these metal. But basically, we're going to do a 2x3 towards the east, like this. And these are what the drop traps are going to go on towards the east. Technically, you could put a ceiling electric field on this piece, because we're going to have a sandwich directly underneath it. So it would be pointless to put a drop trap on this piece. But you are going to put a drop trap on these 5 pieces. And you're going to put drop traps on the metal pieces in the other 3 directions. Another thing you want to do down here at the bottom is put 2 wall pieces in each corner, because we're going to put some wall darts on these. And you can also put healing pads on these floor pieces in the corner. We're also going to put ramps in each direction as well. But you won't need to place these down until like wave 9 or 10, because that's when the smashers spawn in. But once you do put these up, you can put a floor trap on them that increases the building health. And that should help stop smashers from completely destroying everything when they charge at it. Obviously, you can put wall darts on the outside as well. Alright, so now that we got that done, another thing you'll want to do is put some floor pieces in every direction directly outside of your base. And we just do like a 2x3 in each direction. And the traps you want to use on these floor pieces are tar pits, which you won't use till later. I'd say you probably want to start putting tar pits down around wave 11 or 12. But yeah, to be specific, we put the anti-air trap on this piece in every direction and tar pits on the other 5 pieces in every direction. So same thing over here, we put an anti-air on this piece and tar pits on the rest. Same thing on this side as well. Put an anti-air on this piece, tar pits on the rest. You'll want to put your anti-airs down like within the first 2 or 3 waves, but you don't have to put the tar pits down until after wave 10. And this one actually goes down on the eastern side. There's like a little slope that goes down on this side. But on the very first floor piece, at the bottom of that slope, you're going to put an anti-air trap. And you can also put wall darts down there as well. And since we're here, you can go ahead and add a couple wall pieces over here and add some wall darts on there as well. So at this point, all we have to do is add ceiling electric field traps. And where I like to start is towards the east, where we have this 2x3. Basically, you just extend it out, and we're going to go all the way around our ceiling drop traps. Now, so you probably want to build 3 to 4 tiles out this way as well. Basically, you want to build at this level until you get to the slope. And you're going to want to build these pieces with brick if possible, or metal, because if you build with wood, the flingers and lobbers can destroy wood a lot easier. But if you build these ceiling pieces with brick and metal, that'll give your traps a chance to kill the flingers and lobbers before they can destroy those pieces. So yeah, that's why I recommend using brick and metal in these areas. When it comes to placing down the traps, I usually try to put at least 1 row of drop traps very early on. Obviously, you're going to place ceiling electric fields directly around the base right away. But for the ceiling electric fields that are further out, I would wait until wave 7 and place them directly above the enemy spawns. So try to have your ceiling electric fields down before wave 7. And you're going to want to try to get all of your ceiling traps placed before like wave 11 or 12. If possible. And then we can connect it back to where we started. And let's go ahead and extend this out. And we're going to have to put a lot of ceiling electric field traps in this direction towards the northeast because there's a spawn over here. So I think we do like 4 rows over here, and we're just going to extend this all the way out over their spawn in this direction. And again, all these pieces we just built are going to have ceiling electric fields on them. Now over here in the northwest, there is sort of like an elevated terrain. So once you get to that area, just build these pieces like I am, because we're going to add some more ceiling electric fields in this direction. And I do use wood for these pieces because I've never seen flingers or lobbers destroy these pieces. Help! And you should only have to do about 3 layers towards the north. I know this building's right here in the way, but you're going to want to put another layer like right here. And again, the reason we elevated that is because near the depot there's a slope right here where the terrain goes up, and we want to keep those ceiling electric fields 2 tiles up. So if the floor is right here, they'll still be able to deal damage like they're supposed to. So yeah, you will have to build up a layer when it comes to the northwest. And I think we actually built floor pieces right here because they can spawn right there, and we'll put ceiling electric fields on those as well. Oh, at the top, since we're here, I almost forgot, you can't put traps at the top. Like, you can put wall darts on the inside of these metal pieces, wooden floor spikes on the brick floor pieces directly in front of the metal walls, and healing pads in the corners. Almost forgot to mention that. But yeah, we put traps up there just in case flingers are able to throw a husk up there. We can kill them with our traps. Another thing you could do towards the northeast is add some wall darts in this direction, and they get triggered whenever husks are within 3 tiles. So as soon as the husks spawn in, it should trigger the darts, and they could deal damage to a little over 3 tiles. So if any husks spawn right here, they're going to take damage from those wall darts. Another thing you could do right here on the northeastern side of the base is add a couple of sandwiches. We'll add a sandwich right here as well, just to prevent the husk from going over these tiles. That way they'll get hit with more traps. And we'll also put a sandwich on this side as well. Since we're here, I should probably point out this is where we put our 2 broadsides on these 2 sandwiches. And we also put a wall dart connecting those 2 broadsides as well. Again, there should be a slope right there, so those traps will help out with any husks that go up the slope. There is sort of a slope right here towards the southeast part of the build. There's like a little slope that goes down. One thing you may want to do is build 2 floor pieces that look like this on that slope. And then you're going to build 2 cones that look like this directly over those floor pieces. And basically when you build this on top of the slope, it'll make the husk want to go in a different direction. So this way we can force them to take a different path and get hit by more traps. All the husks that spawn down below it aren't going to go in this direction. They'll go around this way or they'll go this way. And that's going to cause them to get hit by more traps and kill them quicker.
So it's pathing. I got it.
Yeah, basically. And you can see why I said put a ceiling electric field right there is because it's directly over top of a sandwich. So there's no point in putting a drop trap right there. You could also put ceiling electric fields over these 2 sandwiches over here as well. You'll also want to put wall darts on these walls outside of your sandwich towards the north. And you can extend that out, add more wall pieces with more wall darts. You could also add some wall darts to the north over here. Have it connected to your ceiling electric field trap. And it should be hanging over like a pit because there's like a huge pit in this direction. But you may also want to place down some wall darts over here as well because you're mainly going to be focusing on smashers on the last couple of waves. And you're going to want your traps to kill the other husk as quickly as possible. So you're going to want to place down some extra wall darts wherever possible. But you can attach a couple pieces here, put wall darts all along here. That way as soon as they spawn in, they'll start taking damage. There's sort of a slope towards the south where we'll have to build down a layer. And basically we just add 2 more rows out here directly over their spawn. We're going to put some ceiling electric fields on these pieces. And you can make these wood if you want to. I've never seen flingers or lobbers try to destroy these pieces. But yeah, basically we just add a couple of rows all the way out here and put ceiling electric field traps on them. And let's go ahead and connect it to our initial pieces. There we go. So that's how you build towards the south. Last thing we need to do is add the ceiling electric fields towards the southeast. So first thing I'll do is put a wall right there because there's a slope towards the southeast. So we have to go down a layer. So next to our 2x3 drop traps, we're going to drop down a layer on this one. And I usually do this part with wood. But yeah, for this one, all you have to do is put like 3 or 4 layers in this direction. Oh, we sort of ran out of terrain right there. But basically, you'll just connect these pieces to those wooden pieces over there. And we're going to put ceiling electric fields on these as well, because they can spawn over here. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire build, people. Obviously, this isn't the only build you can use the solo, but this is the one that I used. And again, big shout out to Minimod for showing me this build. It's probably going to take you about 40 to 50 minutes to put all these pieces down while playing solo. So that's why we chose to do like a short video tutorial, because I know not everybody wanted to watch the entire gameplay. But for those who are confused or would like to see the gameplay, I will leave a link to it in the description. If y'all enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to drop a like. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, be sure to use creator code A1. Also, big shout out to everybody who does use it. But yeah, that sums up everything we're going to go over for this one. I hope y'all have an amazing day, and thanks for watching.